Well, hello everybody and happy Tuesday. Thanks for joining us once again. Well, here I am in the church guild room, or the parlor room. It's the pretty room in the church where we have sofas and chairs and coffee tables and such. And it's where we casually meet with people. So I thought this would be a nice place for us to meet today, once again. So I'm going to be sharing another bit of the book Made for Goodness by Desmond Tutu. I find a lot of inspiration in this book. So today I'm going to be sharing a small portion of the chapter, Seeing with God's Eyes. I hope you enjoy this as much as I did. We are originally the crowning achievements of creation. We are those created in the image and likeness of God. We are created out of the abundance, of God's love. We are created for God's joy, and we have choices. The choices we make sometimes lead us away from God. They lead us into sin. For Christians, finding our way home to God is not a self-help project. Jesus Christ is our hope for complete wholeness, for healing that is salvation, and that hope has already been accomplished. So we are constantly called to experience the truth about us, that we are beloved of God. Sometimes it can be hard to see ourselves as God sees us. It can be impossible to imagine God's loving gaze. Maybe you don't recall ever being looked at lovingly. Perhaps you experience ever gaze as critical, judgmental, disapproving, or at best, indifferent. But that is not how God looks at us. God's gaze is like the gaze between lovers wrapped in a tender embrace. God looks at us the way a mother looks lovingly at her newborn baby. If you can see the loving gaze between mother and child in your mind's eyes, you can begin a small meditation on being held in God's loving gaze. Once you are able to fix the gaze in your mind, put yourself in the sight line of the one gazing. Allow yourself to be the subject of that long, loving look. In this way, you can imagine, then experience, the loving gaze that God turns to us. As we allow ourselves to accept God's acceptance, we can begin to accept our own goodness and beauty. With each glimpse of our own beauty, we can begin to see the goodness and beauty in others. Why does the seeing matter? What difference does it make? It makes all the difference in the world. How would it be to turn with God's loving gaze and see those we name as enemies? How would we treat them? What of the people we love so imperfectly? If we could see as God sees, what would we see? We must remember that all are held in God's loving gaze. God's love overshadows us all. The drug addict on Skid Row, the street person smelling to high heaven. If we really had the eyes to see, they would give us a glimpse of God. God camouflages the divine glory, which would be blinding. But if we truly look, we can see. With God's eyes, we see our enemies as they are, a bundle of incomprehensible hurts and hatreds, anger sheathed in human form. As we see them as they truly are, people made in God's own image, with hopes, loves, laughter, blood, and tears like ours. With God's eyes, we see our children as they are, a pimply jumble of faults and failings, forgotten homework and skipped chores. And we see them as they truly are, gifts to us of grace and wonder, treasurers of divine imagination, teachers who point us to God. With God's eyes, we can see ourselves as we are, with all of our pride, every lack, all our limitations, and each prejudice. and we can see ourselves as we truly are, not sinners in need of saving, but saints in need of seeing. And all of us are good. No, not just good, but very good. We are precious to God, the crown of creation, beautiful beyond compare, very, very good. Let us turn into the stillness and listen to God speak with the voice of the heart. You are my child, my beloved. With you I am well pleased. Stand beside me and see yourself. Borrow my eyes so you can see perfectly. When you look with my eyes, then you will see that the wrong you have done and the good left undone, the words you have said that should not have been spoken, the words you should have spoken but left unsaid, the hurts you have caused, the help you've not given, are not the whole of the story of you. You are not defined by what you did not achieve. Your worth is not determined by success. You were priceless before you drew your first breath, beautiful before dress or artifice, good at the core. And now is the time for unveiling the goodness that is hidden behind the fear of failing. You shout down your impulse to kindness in case it is shunned. You suck in your smile. You smother your laughter. You hold back the hand that would help. You crush your imagination. When you are people wronged or in pain, in case all you can do is not enough, in case you cannot fix the fault, in case you cannot soothe the searing, in case you cannot make it right. What does it matter if you do not make it right? What does it matter if your efforts move no mountains? It matters not at all. It only matters that you live the truth of you. It only matters that you push back the veil to let your goodness shine through. It only matters that you live as I have made you. It only matters that you are made for me, made like me, made for goodness. Let's share all of the goodness that is inside each and every one of us and make someone else's day a brighter day. God bless you all. Have a great day.